Hello, everyone, and welcome to the last SAS Viya release highlight show of the year. I'm Tiago de Souza, and today we'll be talking about what's new in SAS Viya as of November 2023. We'll begin with our rundown segment presented by Alexis Vaudelin and Sophia Roland. Alexis is going to show off the analyst step used in distribution analysis, the load table step used in proc append syntax, and the data quality step for matching codes. He will also demonstrate the extension to Studio Development API, allowing you to use plain JSON as the input for code generation API. Sophia Roland will close out the rundown segment with a demo on Python container scoring optimization. Then for our release talk segment, we will talk to Joe Furby about the revamped SAS Developer Portal, and David Vike will show us an exciting demo he's put together using APIs and a large language model from SAS Viya. And now it's that time. I bring to you the rundown.
Hello everyone, welcome to SAS Studio Release 2023-09. In this release, we introduce an important feature for load table step, which is support of proc append syntax, and we add 4 new steps in SAS Studio. These steps are box plot, line chart, select random sample, and distribution analysis. So let's get started and take a look at all of these features. I'm going to start with load table step. Previously, load table step supported only proc-SQL insert statement as a technique for inserting rows into a target table. This technique works absolutely fine for a majority of different data sources, especially relational databases. However, there are a couple of other data sources that we should keep in mind here. These are SAS 7b tables and SAS SPD server tables. There is another procedure which is called proc append that typically performs better for these two data sources. Therefore, in this release, we introduce support of proc append in insert rows load technique and in upsert rows load technique in insert part of upsert statement. Once you have proc append selected in the configuration of the step, you also get a couple of extra options that you can use in proc append. One is force concatenation of source and target tables, and the other one is the ability to suppress warnings when you have proc append with force option selected. If you would like to get more information about when these options are useful and when you can benefit from them, then you can always take a look at the help menu that is available right here. Now I can use distribution analysis step in order to actually see the distribution of my sales units, and this is the variable that I'm going to use in analyze variable in the analyze variable configuration. So I've already added a sales unit in here, and then I can also use any additional roles. For example, if I would like to group by the analysis by a specific variable, I also have this option in here. On the options tab, I can also add a couple of classification variables. In my case, as I've mentioned earlier, I would like to see how sales units are distributed across different regions. So in this case, I have selected the information about region name that should be added as a classification variable. That should be enough for configuration of this step. We can run this from here. Also very similar to the previous steps, we would need to go on the submitted code and results tab in order to be able to see the results. And then here, if we take a look at one of the first charts that has been generated, this one represents the information about how sales units are distributed across different regions. From here, we can quickly say that region 1 is performing much better than region 2 for a couple of specific sales units, but on average, the second region is represented a little bit better than the first region because there are more SKUs that are being sold in this region that are not sold in the first one. So this is how quickly we can use this step in SAS Studio to quickly analyze the data, and then make specific decisions. In this release, we add 4 new steps in SAS Studio. There is also an extension for SAS Studio Development API. And also, we're adding support of a new advanced option that can be used for working with single store tables. So let's get started and take a look at all of these updates. I'm going to start with the first step that is called Match Codes. This step is available in our new data quality category. I'm going to create a new flow and add match codes step on the canvas. Now let's connect it with some data. I will bring SAS help library, SAS help.class table on the canvas. So now let's go with the configuration of match code step. First of all, you would need to select a locale of quality knowledge base that is used for your country, and then you're ready to proceed with the main configuration of the step. First of all, you need to select a column that you will use to build match codes. In my case, I'm going to select the name of the individual for building these match codes. Next, you can specify a name of the column where your match codes will be stored. By default, if you are not selecting anything here, then a new column with the postfix _MC will be added to your output. So let it be for now. Next, I need to select a definition that will be used for building a fuzzy code. So in my case, I'm going to build a match code for the name, so I will select the name as the definition that will be used. And now we can also configure sensitivity of this match code. In my case, I would like to increase the sensitivity so that match codes will be more precise, and will set this to 90. You can also add up to 10 additional match codes as part of the configuration of the step. This is the main configuration, and we can proceed from here. I'm going to click Run, and now a match code for the name of the individual will be calculated. Let's wait just a second until it is done. So the step is now completed. We can go to an output port of the step, and on Preview Data tab, we can take a look at the match codes that have been built for the name of the individual. So this is how the step works. Now, once you have a match code calculated, you can use this for different types of entity resolution operations. For example, you can build clusters of similar records, and you can use match codes for matching similar records. And then later on, you can use these clusters for selecting a golden record within this cluster. And the last but not the least extension and feature that we are bringing in this release is the extension to SAS Studio Development API. As you know, this API now has one endpoint, Studio Development /code, that allows you to generate the SAS code for your SAS Studio flows and SAS programs. And now there is also a possibility to pass the information about your SAS Studio flow in this API in the form of plain JSON file. There is a new property that is called object in this API with a couple of attributes. One of them is value. In this attribute, you're able to feed in SAS Studio Flow JSON directly, and then the code will be generated for your SAS Studio Flow. So this is it for 2023-08 release. I hope you enjoyed it, and you hope you found this useful as well. Thank you for your attention, and till the next time.
Hello everyone, my name is Sophia Rowland, and I'm here to tell you about what's new in SAS Model Manager. As of the 2023.09 release, we've updated our Python base container to be faster and have better alignment with our SAS base container. To leverage this new container, all you need to do is publish a Python model to a container destination, and SAS Model Manager will handle the rest. SAS Model Manager will build the container, add the dependencies and the model scoring code, and push the whole thing into the specified destination. From there, you can run it in any OCI compliant environment and interact with the container using the same REST APIs as our SAS-based container. Our performance tests show that this new Python-based container can score up to 10 million records in under 3 minutes, or just about 60,000 rows per second, which is a phenomenal improvement.
That was Alexi Vaudelin and Sophia Rowland with the rundown. What did you think of these new features? Let me know in the comments. And while you do, it's time for this month's Release Talk interview. Hello, David and Joe. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Tiago.
Hi, Tiago.
Hey, so we're here to tell you about the options, the resources that SAS and open source developers have available to them, including SAS Developer Portal and APIs. Can you tell me a little bit more about the options that are out there?
Sure, Tiago, thanks. First, I'll start with the importance of APIs to developers, data scientists, and analysts. APIs are the building blocks developers use to build applications and websites, and what data scientists and analysts use to generate and manage SAS and open source models, among many other tasks that they do. In terms of SAS resources, we've spent the last 18 months rebuilding our developer portal, developer.sas.com. It's targeted to be released before the end of the year. We're very excited about it. Not only did we improve the user experience, but we also built an entire development API pipeline that automates and links APIs before users ever consume them. The benefit to the user is that the API documentation experience will be more consistent. The new site will house API documentation, provide hundreds of API use cases, incorporates multiple SDKs, and has several pages dedicated to integrating SAS with open source languages such as Python and R. There are also resources for SAS Viya programming. We really kept the developer in mind when we were creating the site. So keep your eyes and ears open for when the site will be live. In addition to the new developer portal, I highly recommend visiting the developers community, and that's on communities.sas.com. If you have a question, you can ask it. You want to see what others are discussing through past threads, you can look through those as well. There are scores of library articles you can browse. It's a great place to geek out and see what's going on with the SAS APIs and open source. And finally, be sure to check out the SAS software org on GitHub. There you'll find many libraries and resources all dedicated to SAS integration.
Oh, you said 18 months spent rebuilding the SAS Developer Portal. That's a lot of work put into it. Why are we spending so much time? Why is it important to the SAS community as well as open source users, this new revamp for the SAS Developer Portal?
Yeah, well, SAS can't live in a box as a standalone application. No application can. We need to meet the developers where they are and what they're comfortable with. There's not one company out there that uses just one software package to run its business. So integration is key. Companies build solutions on a variety of platforms, software, open source languages, and other technologies. The key is to make your software easily available to this integration. This is done through APIs and tooling specifically created to facilitate the synthesis between systems. The new developer portal not only displays the API documentation, which is essential for development, but highlights how we've created tools for open source developers to work with the SAS Viya platform.
Speaking of APIs and SAS Viya, David, I hear that you've been experimenting with some of the SAS Viya APIs, and you created a demo using these APIs and large language models as well. Can you tell us exactly what you've been working on here?
Yeah, so I've been working on a number of our APIs and been already test driving the new developer portal and seeing what we can accomplish when we combine the awesome SAS Viya APIs with a large language model. And for that, I used a number of different APIs. We will see that in the demo. Here we are in our ability to drive SAS Viya with an LLM and its APIs. This is the type of questions our customers ask every day. What contributes to our churn? What happens here in the background is that we ask the LLM to generate different table names and target keywords we could search SAS information catalog with. Because that's where all our tables live already, In this case, we found 3 tables. Let's quickly flip through them and see what we found. With that, we can of course dive deeper, as Information Catalog and its API provides us with all the different information about a table, like who created it, but of course also its column, and when we have them, labels. Next up, we ask the LLM to select the best table for us. In this case, the table insurance churn was selected for us. We can, of course, deep dive into SAS Information Catalog using a deep link and see and review all the information about this table directly in Information Catalog if we want to learn more about it. Next up, we ask the LLM what's the best next step we could take. Should we create a report in Visual Analytics? Or should we create a model in SAS Model Studio? For that, we use the SAS automated learning capabilities to generate a pipeline in Model Studio for us, do some feature engineering, hyperparameter tuning, and compare and contrast different models for us. Once the pipeline has finished running, we will see what the champion was, in this case, logistic regression, and we directly see the most important factors of that model, so we can understand what drives churn in our model. Then we can, of course, also look at the relative importance table, or we can again go deeper and review every single detail directly in SAS Model Studio. This also enables you to adjust and build on top of what has been created for you. So you could activate some of the bias mitigation capabilities or explainability. Then you can also review the whole report about your model directly in Model Studio, making use of all of the APIs and guiding your journey creating SAS content.
Wow, that was a great demo. It was an excellent example of what is possible for SAS users when you combine our APIs and their choice of LLMs. So you're working with SAS every day, right? And we'd love to hear from you as an expert on SAS Viya with your work in building AI and working with AI. How do you see generative AI helping you in your daily job as a developer?
Yeah, as we saw in that demo, it's super easy to build on top of all of the amazing APIs that SAS Viya provides you and just build your own tooling on top of that, enhance the capabilities through an LLM. But in my personal workflow, I also use LLMs as a brainstorming agent. So when I have a new idea, kind of test it with the LLM, see what it comes up with to help me think of more points or clarify some of the points I have. Also, when you are coding stuff up, you can use it as a great helper to write code for you in your everyday tasks. And I use that personally all the time for many different languages.
Every day, all day, 24/7. David, Joe, thank you all both so much for your insight today. Where can we learn more about, David, your demo, and Joe, the SAS Developer Portal, if we want to learn more about that?
So more on the demo, we will have something on SAS communities soon and have a blog article up there.
And keep your eyes, as I said, keep your eyes and ears open for the new developer portal. The current developer portal will still exist for a time, so they will live side by side for a while. But we're tracking to have it released by the end of the year.
End of the year. Can't wait. We're almost there. Guys, thank you again so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Tiago.
Thanks, Tiago.
I don't know about you, but I'm excited for the SAS Developer Portal. And what did you think about David's demo? Have you started working with generative AI or large language models in your job? Hey, if you're watching the show and you're not using SAS Viya yet, we have some good news for you. We are now offering a new pay-as-you-go model through the Azure Marketplace. If you want to experiment with SAS Viya using your own data sets, this is the way to go with 1 hour of usage costing only 55 cents. We also still have our 14-day trial as well, completely free, so you have nothing to lose. The trial gives you full access to SAS Viya capabilities, including preparing data, creating and viewing reports, building models, automating model deployment, visualizing event streams, and more. Hey, if you're watching this on YouTube, why not give us a like, subscribe to the SAS Users YouTube channel, and click that bell so you'll get notified for new videos and when we go live for our next show in January. Until then, comment on what topics you'd like to see in future shows. Well, we've reached the end of today's show, our last one for 2023, but we'll be back at it again Tuesday, January 14th, 2024. Do you hear music? Is that holiday music? Since this is our last show of the year, I want to wish you a very merry holiday season and Happy New Year. I've been your host, Tiago de Souza. Thanks for watching. What do I want to get for the holidays? A nice SAS sweater would be nice. Some SAS socks or like a SAS hat.